Evil often hides in plain sight, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. On this particular Tuesday evening, it lurked in the shadows of a downtown parking garage, believing it had found the perfect victim. What it didn't count on was meeting its match in the most unlikely of heroes. The fluorescent lights cast eerie shadows between the concrete pillars as David Martinez walked toward his car, his mind still processing the parent-teacher conference he'd just attended. Being a single father to his 8-year-old daughter Emma wasn't easy, but moments like these, hearing about her progress, her kindness toward classmates, made every sacrifice worth it. But evil was already at work just yards away, and David's peaceful evening was about to become a battleground between darkness and light. As he rounded the corner near the elevator, the air itself seemed to change. Years of raising a daughter had sharpened his instincts about when something felt wrong, and right now, every alarm bell in his head was screaming that evil was nearby. "Please, I don't want to go with you," came a desperate voice that cut through the garage's silence like a knife. This was it, the moment when evil thought it had won. But it had gravely underestimated what it was about to face. David's blood ran cold as he witnessed evil in its rawest form. What he saw made his heart pound not with fear, but with a righteous fury that evil never expects to encounter. A teenage girl, probably around 15, was being forcibly dragged toward the open door of a black SUV by a predator who had spent weeks manipulating her online. Her long brown hair was disheveled, her gray hoodie torn from struggling against this monster who thought he could destroy her innocence with impunity. The fear in her eyes was unmistakable. This was evil personified, believing it had cornered its prey. But evil had made one fatal miscalculation. It had met its match. David didn't think. He didn't calculate risks or consider his own safety. In that moment, he became something evil fears most, a righteous protector who would rather die than let innocence be destroyed on his watch. "Hey," he roared, stepping into the light like an avenging angel. "Let her go. Now." The predator spun around, his grip still tight on the girl's arm, confident in his superior size and the weapon hidden in his jacket. This was just another obstacle to remove, another victim to intimidate into silence. "Mind your own business, man. This is family stuff," the monster lied, not knowing he had just made the worst mistake of his miserable life. But David had raised a daughter for 8 years. He could smell the evil radiating from this creature, could see the calculated cruelty in his eyes. This wasn't family, this was a predator who had finally met something he couldn't manipulate or overpower. "She's not your family," David said with the quiet certainty of justice itself. "I can see what you really are. Let her go." The predator's hand moved toward his jacket, toward the weapon that had intimidated so many others. He thought he still held all the cards, that this was just another victim to silence. He was about to learn how wrong evil can be when it underestimates the power of good. Without warning, David lunged forward. Years of weekend basketball and chasing after Emma had kept him in decent shape, but more importantly, the fierce love he felt for his daughter had given him a strength he never knew he possessed. If someone tried to hurt Emma, he'd want another father to step in. He'd want someone to choose to protect her, no matter what. The impact sent both men tumbling. David heard the girl scream, but this time it was different, it was relief mixed with fear. "Run," he shouted over his shoulder. "Get to the security desk." The fight was brief but intense. The would-be kidnapper was younger and perhaps stronger, but David fought with the desperate strength of a parent protecting not just this girl, but every vulnerable child who needed someone to stand up for them. When security guards and police finally arrived, alerted by the girl who had indeed run to safety, they found David pinning the man to the ground, both breathing heavily, David's shirt torn but his resolve unshaken. Later, as paramedics checked him over and police took his statement, David learned the full story. Sarah, the 15-year-old girl, had been targeted by someone she'd met online. He'd been grooming her for weeks, finally convincing her to meet him at the mall. When she realized the danger and tried to leave, he'd followed her to the parking garage. "Why did you do it?" Sarah asked him quietly as they waited for her parents to arrive. Her voice was still shaky, but there was something else there, gratitude, and maybe a restored faith in humanity. David thought about his answer carefully. "I have a daughter," he said simply. "She's only 8, but someday she'll be your age. I'd want someone to protect her if she needed it. And more than that," he paused, looking at this brave girl who had fought so hard for herself, "everyone deserves to feel safe. Everyone deserves someone who will choose to protect them, no matter what." When Sarah's parents arrived, her mother collapsed in tears of relief while her father shook David's hand with words that stuck with him. "You didn't just save our daughter. You saved our whole family." The incident made local news, but David declined most interview requests. He wasn't interested in being called a hero. To him, he'd simply done what any decent person should do, what he hoped someone would do for Emma if she ever needed it. But the story didn't end there. 3 months later, David received a letter that made him cry. Sarah had started a peer mentoring program at her school, helping younger students recognize and avoid dangerous online situations. She'd also begun volunteering with a local organization that supported at-risk youth. "You showed me that there are still good people in the world," she wrote. "You chose to protect a stranger, and that choice changed everything for me. Now I want to protect others too." David kept that letter in his wallet, next to a photo of Emma. It reminded him that sometimes, the most important moments in life are the ones where we choose to act despite our fear, where we choose compassion over convenience, courage over comfort. That night, as he tucked Emma into bed, she looked up at him with her bright, trusting eyes. "Daddy, were you scared?" she asked. She'd overheard him talking to her grandmother about what had happened. "Yes, sweetheart. I was very scared. But you helped anyway?" "Yes. Because that's what we do when someone needs help. We choose to protect them, no matter what." Emma nodded solemnly, processing this lesson about bravery and kindness. "I want to be like that too, Daddy." As David turned off her light, he smiled. In choosing to protect Sarah, he'd not only saved a stranger's daughter, he'd shown his own daughter what it means to stand up for others, to be the kind of person the world desperately needs. Sometimes, the choice to protect others, no matter what, doesn't just change their lives. It changes ours too.